Aloha and welcome in, Soul Family. Soul Ohana Kapualani here with your timeless reading. And as always, we're going to open up the space, just cleansing and just adding in some good vibes with three chimes of my tuning fork here, in which I invite you, if you would like, to just breathe and meditate, breathing in for a count of four, maybe holding it at the top for a count of four, exhaling for a count of four. Try to take 3 to 4 deep inhalations and exhalations. And again, as I just tone with my tuning fork here. As you breathe in, focus on whatever goals or intentions that you may have in this moment. And as you exhale, just releasing anything and everything that no longer serves your highest, greatest good and path. Giving thanks, gratitude, and appreciation, all right, to your higher power, source, your ancestors, angels, and so forth. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I hope, as always, that this finds you well, and I thank you so much for being here. Energetically, we are going through a very interesting process, a very interesting time. There's a lot of old cellular codes that we are like dumping out, that are being exposed, that are being brought to the surface for a little bit of review as we shift out of those old cellular kind of energies and carbon energies and continue to evolve and ascend into the crystalline base, into that light form, light base. And so if you're watching this, you are part of that shift. I mean, technically, we all are, every single one of us on this planet, no matter who or what, right? But let's get to the cards here. And again, this is a timeless reading for those of you who are interested. There will be a part 2 to this reading at kapualani.com/extensions. And I am available for personal sessions, personal support as well at my website, kapualani.com. So, Spirit, what's going on for us today? For those of us who are here, who are tuning in, who are watching, what's coming up? What is the theme? What do we need to know? Energies presently surrounding us. Yes, look at that. The 9 of Swords. As I mentioned, we're going through some interesting stuff here. So, not to sound strange or to like avoid the obviousness of what the 9 of Swords is about, but the benefit to the swords is that it is all in the mind, right? And these are things that it's going to happen. It's going to come up. Now, let's go to the core of it with the 9 of Swords. You might be lacking sleep. You may be stressed out. You may be experiencing anxiety. You may be experiencing depression even. There could be some things on your mind where it's like, I'm frustrated. I don't know what the answers are. The thought of tomorrow or the future scares me is also another message that I'm getting. So I really am heavy on the sleeplessness or having stuff coming through in your in your sleep state, in your dreams. You might have a lot of disturbances at night. There could be things affecting the cortisol levels as part of what I'm getting, the nervous system especially, just due to, plain and simple, the environmental stressors that are surrounding us right now. It's a lot that's going on. It's very troubling. It's very heavy. But more than anything, because the swords represents the element of air, I want you to just, again, let's tune back and focus on the breathing and using that breath to cleanse, to purify, to release the stress, to clear it out. As you breathe in through the nose, we're getting the blood circulating, we're revving that up, getting it oxygenated. And as you exhale, just push it out. As you are exhaling, visualize that there is this bonfire, or even that, you're just giving it up to the sun. The sun is just vacuuming up that stress, that worry, that anxiety. So, Spirit, what are these anxieties about? What's coming through with this 9 of Swords? Any kind of insights in terms of even what might be working against us here as we look at this 9 of Swords? The Knight of Pentacles, that things are moving slowly. things are moving slowly. I saw 456 on my timer as I was sort of tuning into this energy. And so, yeah, 456, we're making progress, but it's not the kind of progress that we might be wanting. It's just really dragging on. It's taking forever. But lest we forget all about what the Knight of Pentacles also represents is that it will get done, that things will happen, it will unfold in time. And so this is about going the distance. And that can be, again, part of what's weighing on you is that it's difficult to see beyond what's happening right in front of us. We're trying to, right? But knowing how and when and where and what and why, that can be very grating to us. It can be very frustrating that things, again, are moving very slowly, progressing slowly, that we have to stay stuck on these lower gears when we really just want to get out of this and past this moment, whatever it is. There's this energy also of fixation at times and the struggle, again, with not quite being able to see beyond this moment. And so do your best. Sometimes when I see the Knight of Pentacles, I'm drawn to that saying, like, try not to lose sight of the forest for the trees, trying not to get lost in the forest among the trees, for the trees. That's kind of what the saying is, right? Shift your gaze in terms of like finding that balance, right? We want to stay focused at the goal that's ahead of us. Technically, if this is a knight, where would the knight be heading? To the castle off in the distance, right? As that sort of bigger goal, the end goal. We don't want to burn ourselves out. We want to pace ourselves. So find a healthy pace. When it's time to slow down and take a rest, just understand that's all this is. It's a rest moment. It's a moment of pause. It's a moment of slowing down. If it's pouring rain outside, if it's hailing, if there's a blizzard, whatever the case may be, are we going to try to fight that? What's the point? Right? What's the point? Right? Why hurt ourselves, trouble ourselves, freak ourselves out even more than is necessary? Honor it for what it is and say, okay, I'm going to be smart about this. I'm not going to burn myself out. I'm going to shift my focus. The things that I'm wanting, I planted those seeds. So I'm going to allow those seeds the space to develop. I'm not just going to stand above the seeds and be like, aren't you growing yet? Hello. No, I've watered it. I'm making sure it's getting enough light. And now what do I need? I need to take care of me. I need to take care of me so that I have the energy, so that I have the focus, so that I have the clarity to keep moving forward. So I want you to stay just mindful to that more than anything right now, okay? Because I get it, we're all in good company here in terms of holding the space for what's to come. So Spirit, what is unfolding for us? Where are we heading as the Knight of Pentacles? Okay, so we got the Strength card. Okay, so yeah, this is something that is going to be slow and steady wins the race. This is about overcoming frustrations, overcoming certain challenges, Leo energy coming up. I feel like this could be an indication of something significant unfolding during Leo season, July, August. If you're wondering about a timing, for example. So yeah, that in and of itself, because we're still in, we're still in February, right? Technically. Or wherever you are in terms of seeing this, okay, February, March, April, May, June, July-ish. So about 5 months or so from when you're watching this, 4 to 5 months, 4 to 6 months from when you're watching this is the timing of what we're looking at in terms of being in a space or in that state of development and of seeing the things that you're wanting to see starting to come through and into fruition. But until then, we're having to just fight against the urge to that fight or flight thing, that it's just we're trying to just hunker down, resist the urge to cut and run. We couldn't cut and run even if we wanted to. Yeah, we could, but then we already know where would that leave us? Back at that Nine of Swords, right? So it's a mind over matter sort of thing. This is an energy of really connecting to your higher power, connecting to your higher self, connecting to spirit. Okay, understanding that this too shall pass, whatever this is in terms of the slowdown and the slow moments. Knight of Pentacles is just a touch back on that energy with the zodiacs. We've got the earth signs, obviously, with Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Okay, so we're approaching things from a more practical sense, and we're having to stay in that earthy sense. So depending on what your sign is, right, that can be it can be a tough challenge at times. There's only so much that we can strategize, and the Knight of Pentacles is still working on that sense of self-discipline. So that's where the strength is coming in as well. Stay strong. Notice and recognize when your own internal core urges are sort of ruling you, the frustrations or the struggles. There's like, rah, like Leo stuff here, and rise above. Try to find the grace in all of it. So what else? What can we see coming through with this strength? How can we also work with this strength energy here, Spirit? Nice Six of Swords, knowing again, this too shall pass. This is an impasse. This is a transition. We're moving forward. Things are moving onward and forward here. Okay. Six of Swords is that card of peaceful transition. Sometimes it doesn't always feel peaceful. All right. In this case, we're moving towards something, we're leaving something behind, and we're moving towards something better. And in this case, because it's the swords with the breath, the mentality, the air, the mind, right? The focus, we're trying to just kind of breathe and allow for a state of calm to come through, even if emotionally it may be a little bit of a struggle or a question mark. All right. You could be thinking of moving, relocating, or traveling. You could be moving, or excuse me, thinking about moving on with your life in terms of what those next steps are. You're going to get there. You're on your way as it is. This is what we're leaving behind. This is what was. This is what we're releasing. This is what is passing. Okay. This is what we're moving through right now, what we're currently going to be sort of working with as we release, as we recognize and honor whatever it is that hasn't been working, whatever it is that we're leaving behind. It gives us this state of grace in terms of what we are embracing, okay, that we are going to be moving forward and onward here. So what are we moving toward, Spirit, with the Six of Swords? And you're not alone is what I'm hearing, even if you are actually isolated on your own. For some that don't even have like family, or like maybe you're a loner, that kind of thing. Spiritually and energetically, you are not alone. Okay, you're not alone. 12 on my timer as I'm saying that. All right. Seven of Cups, there's a lot of possibility potential that's opening up. There may be some confusion. When we see the Seven of Cups, sometimes there's confusion, sometimes there's distortion, sometimes there's emotional overwhelm. Like I said with that Six of Swords, emotionally, could be a little bit of a mixed bag. So you got to be mindful to our mental state of being and just breathe and allow and understand that things are in a state of transition. They're in a state of flow. Okay, even if it doesn't feel like that, let's find it, let's call it in, let's embrace that so that we're not stagnating or getting caught up in the chaos of, just life in general right now. But the Seven of Cups, I like that we have a peaceful dove here in this version of the Seven of Cups, overcoming and moving through any sort of eclipsing period, eclipsing moments. And speaking of eclipses, I believe we have an eclipse coming up, like a minor, eclipse season in March. And so maybe that's part of what it is in terms of what we're moving through. The water energy that I'm present to right now, from both the Six of Swords with this water here and then obviously the Seven of Cups, I get these feelings again of distortion and a potential cloudiness in terms of how we combine the emotions with the awareness of the emotions with the mental. And so you may not know what you're feeling, you may not know how you're feeling, but you're going to get through it nevertheless, okay? And so with the Seven of Cups, open up to the positive of the possibility potential that's available to you, all right? Just kind of spread your wings in that regard. Spread your wings and try to, again, find that grace with that dove energy and glide through any challenging moments, okay, as best as you can. Sometimes with the Seven of Cups, we want to be aware of not overdoing or underdoing too much. So with food, with drink, with substance, with shopping, with whatever, getting distracted by things. Sometimes it's okay to have a good distraction, especially if, it helps to lift you up and out of any kind of like stress, things of that nature. But you just want to make sure, again, not to overdo or underdo on anything, okay? Try to find that balance and move through it as best as you can. So Spirit, outcome energy here. What are we looking at? Three of Pentacles. So collaborations may be something for you to look into. It may be an area of support for you to focus on, all right? Things are going to be coming together. Focus on what's right in front of you. Pieces of past, present, and future are starting to align when we have the Three of Pentacles. Let yourself focus on the simple things in terms of where to put your focus and your energy in the present moment, in the here and now. Understanding that as you just, focus on right here, right now, all of the other pieces will come into alignment. Whatever it is that you weren't clear on or understanding before, maybe now is not the time. Maybe you just don't need to understand it right now, but you will at a later time, at a later date. Okay, what can we lean on with these collaborations, these Three of Pentacles, this Three of Pentacles energy, Spirit? Things are developing. We've got these eggs here as well. So it's giving things a space to come into fruition in its own divine time and order, but staying focused again as best as you can on your present moment, the present steps that you're taking. Look at that, Ace of Swords. Okay, I love it. We've got an ace energy here, a new focus. Wherever you have had conflict or, just confusion, we're moving out of that confusion. Things are going to become solidified, all right? Physically and mentally, you're moving out of this state of stress, out of this state of just anxiety, of fear, like I said, even with the sleeplessness. And we're working toward making solid, affirmative decisions for ourselves in the here and now by what? Simplifying, especially during times when we're feeling overwhelmed. When the emotions are just in flux and we just feel a little bit scattered and uncertain, that's where, again, we focus on what's right in front of us. What can I see, hold, and touch to just stay focused? What do I need to prioritize right here, right now, in order to find that clarity, in order to simplify, in order to understand what do I need to focus on to get to where I want to be? If I have no control over the bigger picture, if I have no control, if I've done everything that I can to push toward this, that, or the other thing, but nothing is happening right now, then where do I need to put my focus? Right here, right now. The right here, right now. Simplify. And have I fed myself? Am I eating too much? Am I snacking and unconsciously? Am I getting myself distracted and forgetting about certain things that I need to do? Simple things like doing the laundry, like tidying the place up, things that go out for a walk, that kind of thing. Do some, what is the word? Just getting the body moving, shaking things out. Like, what do they say when it's working with the nervous system, like jumping up and down sometimes, just very gently, just to shake out any of the that stagnated energy or things that are when you just need to kind of get the body moving, right? Get the body moving. So simplifying, having new answers, focusing on one thing at a time, one step at a time. There's a new beginning that's coming through, obviously, when we see aces here. All right. So as a note, for those of you, again, who are interested in the extension part 2, I'm going to be shuffling our animal spirit deck in a minute here, as I always do, getting the downloads for the animal spirit deck. And in part 2, we're going to be reading from my guidebook. We are also going to be touching on the romance angels. I've been kind of enjoying this. I don't know if you have, let me know. But just as a reminder, or at least as a note for those who are new, when I look at the romance angels, if you have any questions, whether it's about love, whatever it is that you're passionate about, okay, it doesn't have to be love. For those of you that are just like, I'm just not really needing any insight on romance right now, totally fine. So we're going to just do, the romance angels in terms of generally speaking, yes, about love, but also in a general sense, so you just understand that you can still ask a question. And as always, also my angel answers. So if you have a yes no type of question that you are wondering about, we're going to be pulling from the angel answers deck. And for those who are new, I encourage you to subscribe. It definitely helps to support the channel. It helps me to connect a bit more clearly with your energies as well. And also, like, comment. For those of you who have subscribed, like, comment. I always have to add that in there, my thanks, gratitude, and appreciation to you. So thank you so much for that. And for those who don't know, the part 2, the extension, It starts at $1.11, and I have it on a sliding scale. So it's $1.11, not that big of a deal. But I do encourage you, if this reading has spoken to you, to check it out, give it a chance. Whatever you feel called to on that sliding scale, because we're going to be getting some deeper insights, looking at maybe what's coming next, maybe some guidance, some advice in terms of just the focus, the new beginnings that we can anticipate, and so forth. All right, so animal spirits, what do we need to know? What animal spirit guide is speaking to us this week? Woo, got a number of cards here. We're just going to work with all. Ooh, got 4 cards. Oh gosh, Spirit. I don't know. Okay, so we've got black egg was kind of the more dominating, and the oyster. I like this because it gives me the sense of like that pearl that's being developed right now. Spider in the background, spider medicine. So what's being woven here? And hummingbird. Okay, so nice energies, heart chakra energies with the hummingbird. Okay, so we're getting a number, like various elements and energies here. So again, we've got spider, okay, at that background with oyster, black egg, and hummingbird here. So I'm just going to get an overall download guidance message. Okay, so I don't know why, but the first thing that I was getting is clarity of the heart. You're weaving your magic. It's behind the scenes. You can't quite see what's happening yet, but don't give up on, yourself, your dreams, your goals, the life that you're wanting to live. Understand that right now, this is a moment where things are in a state of development. It's in a state of process, of progress. And again, things happening internally in the core and behind the scenes. They're, nurturing that black egg of fertility. It's a mystery is what I'm also getting when I look at that energy. But trust your heart, listen to your heart, be light as a feather, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Sorry, just trying to I'm just vibing on the messages, the sweetness, because I think about the hummingbird drinking from the nectar, right? Hummingbirds like to drink the nectar of life. And so I'm getting also the size. These are little things, so focus on the little things in life as well. But more than anything, protection. There is an energy of protection that's happening as you may be going through a more vulnerable state right now. And so erring toward the lighter side of things, keeping things in the mystery, allowing for the mystery to unfold. Very feminine energies that I'm present to right now. Again, I'm just seeing that pearl within. I know like within that oyster, something is developing, and it's developing over a period of time. Whatever it is that you have, and in your dreams, in your heart, this isn't the time to have to push or to force or to make anything happen. This is the time to allow. This is a creation process that we have going on right now. And so focus on like that spider being, you're at the center of it all, okay? And everything does come back to center. So do your best to stay focused and in that alignment, which is taking it all again, as I say, step by step, one step at a time, being focused on the present moment. Even if there's nothing major going on right now, if you are taking care of, are your basic needs taken care of, right? From the ground up, your security, your safety, food, shelter, clothing, all that good stuff. If all of that is if you're okay in that regard, then you've already won, you know what I mean, for the most part. And so being in that state of gratitude, focusing on things, people, places, experiences, it's mainly about your own experiences that can help you to just reflect on and be in that energy of gratitude and appreciation. Stop and smell the roses. Take this time to really enjoy and be, what is it called? Be very much allow for your present moment to enrich you. Okay, trusting and knowing that things are going to pick up again. The momentum will pick up again, and it will start to move forward in, just in due time. So I will see you in part 2. I thank you so much for being here. I'm going to close things out with a tuning of my chime, of my tuning fork here. But again, Kapualani.com for any personal sessions or guidance. I do have live and pre-recorded sessions available. Now is a really great time for it, especially if you're feeling scattered. But otherwise, Kapualani.com/extensions. I have a link in the description below and in the comments for those interested. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. And I will see you next time. I will see you in part 2.